Hello, everybody. Felecia Townsend coming at you today, and the topic that we're going to discuss is how to love yourself. How to love yourself. Okay, so I've already written the blog post, the article, and I put it on my blog. So once you're done watching this video, if you'd like to get more information about this topic, then you can visit my blog at FeliciaTownsend.com. So I was didn't really know how I was going to approach the topic, but it just so happens that I had a conversation with a guy tonight. We'll call him Brian, and we were talking about some of the things we had done when we were younger. He was telling me about some of his adventures, and I told him about one of mine. And he made the reference that, it's really funny because when you're between the ages of 19 and 23, you're not really thinking, far into the future. You're not really thinking at all. And so I think that's why a lot of us do a lot of the things that we do when we're younger and we get into so much trouble is because we're really not thinking. And we have and then we have these problems, and sometimes we have problems before that age, but we don't think about why we have problems or how those problems came about, and we kind of compile more problems and situations on top of that because we're young people and we're out doing all kinds of crazy stuff and having fun and just not thinking. I kind of compare it to like a baby, or a child, young child, doing all kinds of things. And as a parent, you want to teach your child how to be respectful and considerate of others, and that they shouldn't lie and steal. And kids will put their fingers on the stove and burn themselves, because they're curious, and they'll do all kinds of things. Because they're curious creatures, we all are, and we have to gear our children in the right direction so that they will know right from wrong. So a lot of times, especially as early adults, we're fresh out and we're new into the world and we got this freedom. We're away from our parents, and boy, do we go crazy. I remember in college myself, I went to the University of North Carolina in Greensboro, and that was the first time that I had done a lot of things, and I wasn't thinking about a lot of things. I was just, I loved college. I loved learning and all that. But I also I was focused on pleasure and having a good time as a young person. And I think a lot of people are. We're not thinking about 401s and about retirement at that age. We're just, we're in relationships, we're dating, we're wanting to bond and connect with other people and have a good time. We're wanting to live. We have this freedom and we have all this energy, and we're out there. We're totally externally focused in the outside world, outside of ourselves. And then you get into your late 20s, early 30s, and you kind of slow down. Things start to change. You're somewhere out in the stratosphere. All these questions are getting posed to you from somewhere, and you're starting to think a little bit deeper, a little bit. You're becoming a little bit more conscious, and we all have problems. Okay, so underneath, inside of ourselves, as we go out through life, we're carrying with us emotional pain. Nobody escapes pain of some sort. Maybe you've been abused, you've experienced some kind of tragedy, you have a health crisis. Everybody has pain that they have gone through. So as start to wake up, if you will, then you are kind of realizing either that you're really unhappy, or that you want to be happier, and you want to get to that place, and so you're not really sure what to do. Well, I will tell you that in my early 20s, I had gone through relationship after relationship, trying to find myself, trying to find love and acceptance, and I was just picking the wrong people. And I was looking for love in all the wrong places, looking for love in too many faces. You know the song. But I finally said, forget this. I am dropping out of sight. And I did. I stopped going to the same places I was going to. I stopped hanging around with the same people I was hanging out around with, and I completely just hibernated and started reading books, just gathering all kinds of books, and just started. And I went to this coffee house. I would go to this coffee house every day for like 8 hours a day, drink black coffee and read books. Read books on philosophy. Read self-help books. Read all kind. What one book maybe led me to another book, and I would pick it up and I would read it. I would read. I would journal. I journaled all the time. I would write my thoughts down, my feelings down, and I did this for like totally nonstop for like 2 years, and I didn't know it at the time, but I was actually going down a path, going like on this journey, on this I call it a spiritual journey today, but I started searching for myself. I was searching for answers to my problems that I was having, because at the time I was blaming my parents for all my issues, but in reality, it took a while, but I came to see that a lot of my own problems were self-imposed, and it had a lot to do with my own thinking. Now, having said that, people in this world, we have legitimate problems. A lot of us come from dysfunctional families. We come from places where we've been abused. One in every, what is it, two in every three women have been sexually abused. So that's a real, real problem here in our society. And for a woman, I mean, that's not something that you just wake up one day and you get over. So people have real issues. I mean, it could be anything. You could have a parent who has killed himself. You can have a parent who's suffering from mental illness, or maybe you yourself are. So everybody has some type of cross that they have to bear, that they're bearing throughout their lives. So if you get to a point where you either pick yourself up and you move forward, or you let all your troubles and all your pain just crush you, just break your spirit. And you'll see that around you, where you'll see people that are in the 30s, 40s, and 50s and 60s completely depressed, living lives that you and I would never want to live. People who have totally given up hope. They have no desire, no energy, no in their trunk, and they've lost hope. And I feel for these people, and this is why I make these videos, because I know that if I can find my way out of misery and despair, that anybody can. I'm nobody different. I'm nobody special. I read books. I journaled. I did things that made me feel good, and I stayed consistent. And it was really, really a lot of hard work, but I wanted to be happy, and I knew that all of my problems were not because of some external events or because of people outside of me. And I think realizing that, I was able to find the solution within myself, and I was able to see how I had been seeing my world and people around me, and just in society, how that had been thwarted, because I was coming from a place of fear and pain and hurt. So how do you love yourself? Well, you start by accepting who you are right now. Accept who you are. You've gone down a long road. You've traveled many, a long distance, and you've lived for however long you've lived on this planet. Bad things have happened. I get that. Bad things have happened in my life. Whoa. I mean, wow. I've got a story, and so many people have a story. But it's not the story that needs to define you. You can take your life back. You can start to live today. It won't be easy. Just like if you were to quit smoking, or drinking, or drugs, or anything bad. If you were to, if you're doing things that are not making you feel better, and that are bringing you down, and that are destroying your life and those around you, if you were to want to change those things, you can't do it overnight. It takes work. It takes consistent effort, but it is possible, and it's so worth it. So loving yourself, it will entail accepting yourself and who you are. And who you are is not necessarily who you may think you are. See, you may think that you're unworthy. You may think that nobody loves you. You may think because you've done this and you've done that you're a bad person, and that you don't deserve to be happy. But I can tell you right now that you're special, that you're a child of God, that this life was given to you. It's a gift. And that no matter what has happened in your past, that doesn't have to be your future. You can make a difference in your life today. You can change your life. It starts with a decision by you deciding that, hey, I want a better life. I want to be happy. I don't want to be miserable anymore. I don't want to be depressed. I don't want to be panicked all the time. And you start by implementing small, small, small steps, small, small, small things that will change throughout the course of your life. They will change. They will eventually start to paint a beautiful picture, if you will. Small steps. It's not going to come like a McDonald's hamburger, but it will come. You stay the course, and I tell you, you stay the course. You won't want to get off this path. It's so worth it. How you love yourself will be how you treat yourself. How you love yourself will be how you treat yourself. So start to accept who you are. Work on that. Forgive yourself. Work on that. I'm not going to talk about forgiving others yet because we've got a lot to uncover here. We've got a lot to uncover, and that is a topic for another video. But you can love yourself, and you practice some of the tips that I leave in my blog. So when you click that link, wherever it is, wherever you see this video, I do lay them out for you. But you don't have to live your life pleasing other people or try to measure up to somebody else's standard, whether it be your family, your friends, your lover, or whatever. Because at the end of the day, this is your life. It is your life. And you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be free. You deserve to be prosperous. You deserve to have peace. Okay, so loving yourself, there it is laid out for you. There are people who have gone, who have done this, walked the spiritual path before you and me. I've learned from them. You can learn from them. You can learn from me. You can take tips here and tips there, and just be excited about this. Be excited about this journey because you deserve it. You deserve it, and I'm so glad that you're here. I don't know how you found this video, but you're obviously looking for something to enrich your life, and I hope that this will help. I didn't get into specifics because it's written in the blog post, but loving yourself will be the most important thing. The most important thing that is necessary for not only for you to love other people unconditionally outside of yourself, but also for your freedom and your happiness. I don't know of anybody who is not in touch with who they are on a spiritual level who is unhappy. So take this little video, not a lot of detailed information in it, but read the blog post and follow those suggestions that I lay out for you, and practice them. Feel free to contact me. You can find me on Facebook, or you can opt into my email autoresponder on one of the tabs on my blog, and I will be happy to give you more information that will keep you on this path to riches beyond your imagination. So I hope this has been helpful for you guys, and how to love yourself is the best decision you will ever make. It won't be easy, but it will be totally worth it. Okay? So Felecia Townsend signing out, and we'll see you on the next video. Goodbye for now.